So my name is Ben Batagol. I'm the head of business development for Conflux Technology. I'm based in Australia, but we have a global team spanning through Asia, Europe and UK, and North America. Conflux specializes in developing and manufacturing heat exchangers. And so it's heat exchangers that we've gone and designed and developed for additive manufacturing. And so it's tends to be for applications that require higher end cooling, such as aerospace, high end motorsport, such as Formula One, industrial applications, etc. We've been looking at the US market, and that was the focus for us for the work with Josh and the Amrani Group. It was looking at the US market and how do we help really get a foothold in the US market, because we know it was a key market for us to be involved in, and it's probably one of the more challenging ones due to the geographic issues of us being here in Australia and before we had a team in the US. And so Josh really helped us with the strategy of developing and then executing on that strategy. I think there was some idiosyncrasies, of course, between the learnings and experience that we had in Europe and the UK, and translating that to North America, which had its own way of doing things and its own challenges. So I think Joshua definitely helped us with that work to go and map those differences out and how we can go and build that strategy. We really liked the fact that there was different levels of activity and support that the Amrani Group could provide us. And so it made it very easy for us to really adapt and configure the offering to what we needed at the time. And then as that would evolve, we had more options that we could turn on and activate once we hit sort of those key milestones through that process. It was fantastic, very flexible, very understanding, had a lot of experience in understanding what our challenges were as a company, both where we were in terms of our status as maybe just past being a startup, but not quite up to, a medium-sized enterprise, so sort of the smaller end of the SME side of the business, or organizational size, I should say. And so I think that made it very easy for us for him to understand our problem space and where we needed to drive to. And so I think that the ramp up time from those first conversations to getting meaningful and useful data from the engagement was very quick. We had a vacancy that meant I had to go and backfill, so I had to take off my head of business development hat and start working actively in the North American market to really supercharge this. So having Joshua and the Amrani Group team to support me in that work was instrumental. Prior to this, Conflux had a single customer that we'd been working with in the space industry, but that was in the EU. For us in the US, we knew this was a market we really wanted to be part of, but again, we lacked the network, and I think that work with Joshua and the Amrani Group and the subject matter expert that he brought with him really helped us, because it really helped us to understand what, as a customer in space, what are they looking for? How do we really refine down our pitch? So take away and cut away any fat, any content that really didn't add value. So we had a very tight pitch to space customers that we've gone and refined and refined, so that when we actually had that first conversation with a space customer, we had a very tight, punchy presentation for them that said to them, "We understand your problem. Here's how we can address your problem," and that was really instrumental. Absolutely, I think that the knowledge and the experience and the depth of the network within the Amrani Group is so vast that we saw that it didn't matter what type of problems or expertise we needed. Joshua was able to put his hands on those experts and those subject matter experts to bring them in and help advise and guide us. And so I think I would absolutely do this again. I think that the work really helped build a strong, solid foundation for us within the US that we've now gone and built upon. We've actually just gone and finished recruiting of a new person there in the US, and so based on all of the work we've done with the Amrani Group, it's given us a really strong foundation for them to go and build upon now. We're very extremely happy with the Amrani Group and the work we've done. There is a lot of companies out there that claim that they will help you. We've spoken to quite a significant number of them, but certainly with the work and the outcomes that we've got from the Amrani Group, I think the results do speak for themselves. And we were able to secure work in the space industry following the work that we did with the Amrani Group and with their subject matter experts. So it really was something that we could point a finger and say this was because this was as a direct correlation of the work that we did to go and understand that market.